Good day, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode with the Real Talks with Doc. If you haven't already, please turn on those post notifications, subscribe, like this content if you find it to be of any value to you in your real estate journey.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning to you, Kay.
How's it going? What you have new for us?
It is going fantabulous. And what is new on the horizon? Okay, I'm really excited. Long overdue, but we just hired a new construction project manager. Yesterday was her first day. She came in hitting the ground running, and we look forward to her being a great impact in how we service our clients and giving them an elite experience in all that we do for them. So very excited about that. That's new. Look out for her stuff. Her name is Sean. She'll be added to our website, and she'll be coming to a project near you. So really excited about that, Kay. Yes, last week I had the most wonderful experience and have a newfound respect for the process of making cabinets. Yes, we had our 1-week training in Creamer, Pennsylvania at the Wood Mold Cabinet Warehouse manufacturing facility where we saw cabinets being made from start to finish. Wood Mold is our high-end line of cabinetry that we direct sell to our clients. And it was just a beautiful thing meeting the new CEO, Mr. William French, meeting his great staff, and just understanding like there's so much to building kitchen cabinets and kitchen bathrooms and even custom built-in closets and all the different features you can get with the add-ons and different hardware. Really cool experience. They took real good care of me and Marcy, our in-house architect, last week doing this training. So Kay, that was some 1.3 million square feet. Did you hear me? I don't think I've ever been in a facility that big. And of course, we couldn't see the entire facility. I mean, we were walking literally nonstop for 3 hours. So from 9 to 12 o'clock, I should have checked my goddamn pedometer that day. I know I got in about 50,000 steps. But man, it was truly something to see. I mean, very beautiful process. Seeing cabinets being made with true wood and not just this MDF material or this particle board material, but really cool thing to see, Kay.
Awesome. So how does that tie into what Design by Us Cabinetry?
Wow, great question. Well, Design by Us Cabinetry is our arm of the company that arm of the company does is high-end kitchen and cabinet. And I shouldn't say high-end, we do high-end to builder's grade kitchen cabinets, install, finishes, and custom renovations. So if any of our clients are looking for a full kitchen renovation, that is a business in its own. So we got a particular install crew that really focus on the meticulous detail that it takes to make sure your cuts are straight on your trim and you don't have any rips, to just really focus on installing a great kitchen and bathroom product. So Design by Us, designed by you.s. The play is that, these cabinets are made in the United States of America. So Wood Mold is in Pennsylvania, made here, manufactured here, and delivered here for our clients. So Designed by Us as a team, and us being made in the US, that's the play on the name of the LLC. So that strictly deals with our kitchen and bathroom components in which we direct sell Wood Mold and Brookhaven line of cabinetry directly to our clients.
So when we talk about renovations, then how do zoning laws, permits, and HOA regulations realistically impact construction timelines and design choices?
Well, every HOA had their own set of bylaws, covenants, rules, and regulations that must be adhered to, and rightfully so. You want to maintain some kind of level of order. You want to maintain safety in the building. Case in point, we're working in a condo building right now. Should I say the name? Yeah, I could say the name. Watergate in Alexandria, Watergate at Landmark. We do a lot of condo renovations there. And they had a janky contractor come in some months ago, and I don't know this guy couldn't have been licensed. So the way the story goes, as from the main office and one of my clients who was in that building, they have 4 buildings. They have building 1, building 2, building 3, building 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings, right? 4 buildings, right? Nevertheless, he was in that building. The contractor, in attempting to open up a space, cut out a concrete wall. So like any person who's in construction know that these high-rise buildings have concretes going all the way through all the floors. It gives it a sturdy structure to make it structurally sound. You don't see it because it's, covered with drywall, but this guy decides to cut a concrete wall. So in cutting the concrete wall, he caused a collapse on the 2 floors above him to cause the floor to sink in. And man, all hell broke loose. I can only imagine the mess in that. So we literally, shout out to Brian Pitchford, our client who owns in Building 1 and Building 4. We're doing a full gut renovation for him in Building 4. They totally changed the process in which, they vet contractors now. So they're much more stringent on the paperwork. They now do a pre-inspection before you even start renovation, and they document that with photos. That process wasn't the process before, so I get it, right? So every condo and HOA will have different rules, regulations, bylaws, and covenants that must be followed. A lot of times you have to send in a renovation application packet so that there's some kind of committee of people approving what you're doing and making sure that what you're doing is either permitted or non-permitted. And if it's permitted work, then make sure that you have the proper permits, make sure you have the proper licenses to make sure that the work is done by some qualified person for the safety of the building. And more importantly, you just don't want people coming in and giving you bad work. So that's very important. Also to just make sure uniformity of the community is maintained. Some HOAs, you can't paint your doors. Your front doors a certain color. Like, it has to be a certain color. The siding of your house have to be a certain color. The shingles have to be a certain color. In some communities, you can't even park commercial vehicles in your single-family home driveway, let alone a condo community driveway. So all of these different bylaws are established by initially the builder, the developer, and then he passed on those covenants, bylaws, rules and regulations onto the owners, and then the owners then can vote and amend and change as see fit those rules, bylaws, and covenants of any community. So that's how that pretty much impacts the extent in which we do construction.
That's an interesting story.
I wish I could have been in that building to see that. I love seeing stuff like that. What was this dude thinking? A concrete wall? Man, that must be one of those Home Depot people. That's what I call them. Clients always talking about, man, Doc, I got this price way lower than that. I said, well, who'd you get it from? When we were at Home Depot, these guys were out there giving out. I said, please don't ever hire somebody standing out front, giving you a business card with no license, business license, no general contractor's license, talking about they're gonna do a project. Because I've heard many horror stories. Those guys jack up a job because they're trying to hand in a trade for the first time. I'm not mad at them. They doing whatever they can to, make money. But again, do your due diligence, do your research, hire competent people, and know that you get what you pay for. Free isn't free. I tell people that all the time in construction. The lowest price doesn't cost you the lowest price. I tell people that all the time in construction. So definitely just keep that in mind and think about that.
What should clients ask a contractor before signing a construction agreement to ensure transparency and accountability?
First and foremost, are you licensed and bonded? Simple question. If you're licensed and bonded, good. You've taken care of the first step to taking some kind of exam to be evaluated by some kind of governing authority, municipality, or whatever, that you are qualified to do construction at that level. So first question is, ask if they're licensed and bonded. Second, if they're licensed and bonded, ask what current projects that they have going on right now that is similar to the project that you're doing, that you can walk in, visibly see, know it's their project, to again, just making sure that they're in business, number one, and you can also kind of get a sense of how their construction site is ran, because you ask, can I just visit the site any day without you there? And if they say yes, then great. That's a perfect time to just do a pop-up to see how well the construction site is run, how well the construction site is maintained. If somebody is at the construction site at 10 a.m. or 2:30 p.m., those are the perfect times to check construction site. Some construction companies start as early as 6 a.m. We start at 7 a.m. Some start no later than 8 a.m. So if you get there at 10:30 or 10:30 a.m. or 2:30 p.m., someone should be there. And if you show up at either one of those times and nobody's there, that's a problem. So every day, the sites that they send you to, somebody should be actively working there. Number 3, so again, licensed and bonded, active. You can visit a site. Number 2, that is comparable to the work that you're looking to have done on your site. Number 3, I was never big on this, but it's powerful. It works. Like, look, we even now ask clients, if we did a 5-star job, please give us a 5-star review. The world looks for that. And they do, because clients Google you, and they Google your company, and they Google, all of these things that pertains to you, the owner, and your name. So when you do a 5-star job for a client, make sure you get that 5-star review. So clients, make sure that you just look at a company's review record. Look at what they look like on the internet. Look at what people said about them in the past, because that'll also help you gauge whether or not, like if they're a 1-star company and they're a 1-star company over 100 reviews, that's a problem. That's a real problem. Did you hear me? That's a big problem. So check those reviews. So Kate, 1, 2, 3, keeping it there. If they do those 3 things, 99.9% of the time, if all those things check out with a high degree of accuracy, they've selected a good contractor. Okay, I gotta tell you, you keep me on point. Now, this stuff is not rehearsed. Kay asking me these questions in real time for the first time that I'm hearing. Is that not right, Kay?
Yes.
But Kay, you keep me sharp, man, because I be like, God, dog, where that stuff come from? That's some good stuff.
That is. All right, last question. How can clients avoid being underinsured or under budgeted post-construction?
Insurance and budgets are 2 totally different things. And it pains me how insurance companies always, and I'm saying this about the insurance companies as a contractor, they always, I've seen 100% of the time where insurance companies, when people have paid their hard-earned money for years, decades, go to use an insurance policy for the first time. An insurance company 100% of the time want to undercut the project for what the project actually costs by a competent general contractor. I've seen it 100% of the time. We do a lot of basement water mitigation, a lot of mold remediation. We do all of these things that insurance companies sometimes have to pay for. We do roof work, and insurance companies 100% of the time, those adjusters always undervalue the true cost of construction. So we have to go in and fight for our clients. So can you ever be overinsured or underinsured? I don't know. That seems like an oxymoronic question, because insurance sometimes to me just comes across as a scam, especially when you have to fight them to pay on the first claim that you've ever filed in the 30 years you've been with the insurance company, since you've been in your house, and they just want to fight you tooth and nail and not pay you what a good construction budget entails. So that's one thing. Now the budget, the way you can ensure that you're not on the budget, one thing that we do with our clients is that we give you your pre-construction costs. And we pretty much know what timber is going to cost. We know what drywall is going to cost. We know what concrete is going to cost. We know what siding is going to cost. We know what insulation is going to cost. We know what all of those costs are that are pretty much fixed costs, because we have this database that pretty much tracks those costs and linked with Home Depot. So we know what those costs are. And then your post drywall costs. Now, your post drywall costs can really blow your budget and get out of control. So what we do, and what you want to make sure that a good contractor does, is that he thoroughly goes through what those cost allocations are. Your kitchen cabinets, your appliances, your bathroom finishes, flooring. All of those things can fluctuate and vary so much in degree of cost that when you sit down with your contractor and you say, okay, you want to build this style kitchen, mid-grade level, builder's level, high-end luxury level, okay, we're going to allocate $20,000 for your kitchen renovation. So your kitchen cabinets, we don't care what manufacturer you use, whether it's our wood mold manufacturer, whether you go into a showroom and you see a manufacturer that you like, a line that you like, you got $20,000 in your kitchen. Now, the beautiful thing that we do is that $20,000, let the clients know that as long as I don't go over $20,000, I can stay on budget. And we realistically give clients photos, we give clients samples of what the different builder's grade line will look like, mid-grade and high-end will look like, so they can also make a conscious, educated decision. We install kitchen cabinets as much as $150,000. By the time you do double islands in these high-end kitchens, like that, those cabinets can be very expensive. All the molding and trim details that you can add to it, or like it can run up really fast. So we advise our clients on, okay, these are your cost allocations for all of these post drywall finishes. And if you don't go over these things, you will always stay on budget. Now, we also don't hold them hostage. Like if they find, pantry that they gotta have with this drawer system that it just makes their life so much easier in the kitchen, then we say, okay, whatever you go over on budget, we've been transparent with you. This is the cost. You simply pay the difference. Now I know you're wondering, well, what if they don't use all that money on a line allocation item? Well, we give you that money back. And you're allowed to transfer it and use it on another item that you may have gone over. So again, just being transparent, a contractor who's transparent with you from the day one, just looking to do good business and not just make you a client for that one job, but make you a client for life, you will quickly pick up on that energy from that initial consultation. So we are very transparent in our pricing. We're transparent on what our markup is because we're in business. We got, over 30-something construction. Kay got to get her, 10-figure salary. We got people in the back office that got to get their 20-figure salaries. People got to get paid, right? So we are transparent in our pricing from the start so that clients fully understand what they're paying for. And when there's more than what has been budgeted, they know why they're paying more. So that's very important to us as we work with all of our clients. As a call to action, that's our new power phrase as we really tap into connecting with you out there that we haven't met yet. A call to action is, I challenge you that any question you have about renovation, about new build construction, about kitchen and bathroom remodeling, about sprucing your house up and getting it ready to resell, just direct message me. And I promise you, I will respond within 72 hours. Okay, we putting this out there. And if I don't respond in 72 hours to your simple question, now you gotta give your name, you gotta give your phone number. Don't be trying to just set me up and flood me with like crazy messages just to get this $100. If me and my team do not respond back in 72 hours, we give you $100. Now again, the criteria is you have to provide your full name, phone number so that we can call you back and it's a real person, y'all not, because there's all kind of stuff like that. People just can flood you with 20 different emails that's connected to some kind of AI thing. We're not doing all that. If you got any questions about anything pertaining to construction, renovating, or getting your house ready for resale, just direct message me. We'll answer that question fully complimentary. And if we don't, this is a challenge of my team, within 72 hours, we send you $100, no questions asked. There's a call to action, Kay. How you like that one?
Oh man, that's
Boom, yeah!
free money.
Free money. Nah, ain't no free money because I'm answering these questions. Keep me sharp. We're licensed in Maryland, DC, Virginia, and Florida. Let's get it. Words of wisdom. It's one of these things I asterisk. So this is my daily productive planner. And at the top of these planners, they always have a quote of the day. And I'm trying to find one I highlighted because this was a good one. Ooh, where did that thing get? Here we go. If it's important, you will find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. I love that. So anything that's important in life to you, you're gonna find a way to make sure that thing is addressed. And if it's not, you're gonna get 50 million excuses why it didn't get done. So excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments of nothingness. Those who seldom use them often amount to anything. So don't have excuses. Make it matter. Make things count. And everything should be important to you that you choose to invest your limited and valuable time and resources in. And if it's not important to you, tell that thing no, let that thing go about its business and focus on those things that you only have a limited amount of time that God give all of us on this earth until we go to eternity with our Heavenly Father. Amen. Make it count, make it important. No excuses, only results. Till next time, I'll see you at our next construction site.